Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to geography class. Today we are going to have our first lesson of geography. Chapter number 3, Natural Resources, an issue of water sustainability. Book page number 50 and 51. First of all, we will learn what resources are. Resources are defined as a mean of meeting a need, particularly an economic or social need of the people. These are basically resources which are present to these are basically stock of things or stock of renewable or non-renewable things. So these are resources. Like land, the term usually refer to natural resources like land, water, air. Natural resources are largely unchanged material of the land that are valuable to people and used in variety of ways. Like we are using land for cultivation and for construction as well. If we talk about water, water is basic necessity of people who are living on the earth. It is used for cultivation, for drinking, washing, and lots of other requirements are done with water. Then we are having air. Air is necessary for plants and animals as well. Natural resources are largely unchanged material of land that are valuable to people. Like people use them in different ways. There are different types of resources. Like natural resources, we can divide them into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which we can reuse or recycle them. They will never run out. It means they will never finish. The other you can see figure 3.1. It tells us about non-renewable and renewable resources. I also shared a link below. You can see a video on YouTube which will help to understand understand about renewable and non-renewable resources.
Welcome to Moo Math and Science. In this video, let's talk about renewable and non-renewable resources. A natural resource is a natural material that is used by humans. Examples include water, oil, wood from trees, and coal. Many of these resources are changed into products that make our life more comfortable or convenient. Natural resources can be classified as renewable or non-renewable. A renewable resource can be replaced at the same rate in which the resource is used. Common renewable resources used to produce energy include solar, like these solar panels converting solar energy into electricity, wind, which can turn turbines to produce electricity, hydroelectric, which involves moving water turning a turbine, geothermal, which involves capturing the underground steam that flows to a turbine and then produces electricity, and biomass, which involves plants and poop being burned to produce electricity. Air and water are renewable natural resources also. They don't regrow like trees, but they are always being renewed. They move in cycles. Remember, renewable resources can regrow or be replaced within a person's lifespan. Non-renewable resource is a resource that forms at a rate that is much slower than the rate that it is formed. Coal is an example. It takes millions of years to create coal, and once it is used up, it is no longer available. You can use the phrase CON to remember three popular non-renewable resources. This stands for coal, oil, natural gas. Nuclear fuel is also a non-renewable resource. Uranium-235, which is used in nuclear power plants, is found in a finite amount. Minerals used for making metals are also non-renewable. For example, steel, which is used in making buildings, is made of iron ore. Iron ore is mined from the earth and is a limited resource. Non-renewable natural resources are things that take longer than a person's lifespan to be replaced. In fact, it takes millions of years to form these. Because many important resources are limited, we can all reduce, reuse, and recycle. You can turn off lights when you're not in a room. You can ride your bike more and walk more to reduce the amount of gasoline used. You can reuse and recycle things like plastic jugs, jars, paper bags, plastics, cardboard, aluminum, and even steel. If you'd like to know more about how we get energy from non-renewable resources, this playlist will help. Thanks for watching, and Moo Moo Math uploads a new math and science video every day. Please subscribe and share.
Renewable resources can be continuous so that they can be used over and over again. We can use them so many ways and so many times. These are reusable, like water, sunlight. We have water as water cycle. Water evaporates, then it condenses and then precipitate. Then we are having sunlight. Always we are having, especially in Pakistan, we are having long days, long summer. We can have sunlight for so many months. Wind power, which is used to run the turbines to produce electricity. Tidal power, you can see geothermal power that is present inside the earth. Sustainable resources, these are vegetation. We have, before that we talk about continuous, now we are going to talk about sustainable resources. Are those we have to take care of them: vegetation, fish, wildlife, soil. Their value may be reduced over time. For example, if forests are cut down and not replaced, or soil is exhausted, the result may be harmful. Like if we are cutting them down, vegetation will remove, and if we did not refresh the soil or add the ingredient in the soil, it will exhaust it. The result definitely harmful, that we will unable to cultivate more crops. Non-renewable resources are the resources which are occurred in limited quantity, like they are present in limited quantity, and if we use them continuously, they will run off, they will finish, we will not get them again. You have observed that you're using petrol, which you cannot get it back. We can get your petrol back. You use natural gas at homes, in kitchens, you cannot get this natural gas back. So these resources you will not get back. These are fossil fuels. Basically, fossil fuels are the remains of animals or plants who were 100 million years were buried 100 million years ago, and they provide us energy. Then there are mineral and non-metallic resources. These are present in the earth, or we use them for different purposes. Another resource is human resource that we use for skilled labor, and for machinery and financial capital. So humans run all these systems. In this unit, we are going to discuss about vital resource, like that is water. Hydrological cycle. Water is natural resource. The water that reaches the ground from the atmosphere falls in various ways. Like which water falls down, that is in the form of rain, snow, or hail. All these are included in the term precipitation. You have heard that, you have studied about precipitation in last two topics, that precipitation is in the form of rain or in the form of snow. So all these terms included in precipitation. Some of water run directly off the earth's surface as rivers and streams, draining into lakes and the sea. We have studied in previous topics that we are having, if we talk about Pakistan, we are having 5 major rivers. The largest one is Indus, which is feeds on river Chenab, Jhelum, Ravi, Satluj, and we are having some lakes. You may have visited those lakes. These are major lakes like Halaji in Sindh and Safal Muluk. You have heard about them. And we are also having sea, that is Arabian Sea. The rest of it is either utilized by plants or soaks in the ground. Water is returned to the atmosphere as water vapor through evaporation from surface water and by transpiration from plants. You know that water evaporate when it heats up, it evaporated on the sky and it is converted into clouds, and plants also precipitates, like they water also evaporate on the surfaces of plants leaf in the form of vapors. It also evaporate in the environment. Rising into atmosphere, the water vapor cool to form water droplets, and this system is called condensation. So first of all water evaporates, then it reaches on the sky and condenses, and then it precipitates in the form of rain, snow, or in the form of hail. This cycle is called hydrological cycle. For this you can see figure 3.2. This diagram explains the water cycle. The diagram you have seen illustrates a cycle of transfer of water from liquid form to vapor, and then it condenses and then again precipitates in the form of snow, rain, or hail. But water may be held for short periods in vegetation and for much longer periods in ice and snow. Ice and snow, you can say that frozen rivers in colder regions, we call these frozen rivers glaciers. And the other form of water that we used is from ground, that is known as groundwater. Water absorbs in the soil, and it helps to raise the groundwater water table or groundwater. So you have to read page number 50 or 51 thoroughly, and after that you have to attempt an assignment which is attached with your lesson, and try to solve it by yourself.